All right, guys. So I've dug around for this, and there has apparently been a concerted effort, I'm not sure by who, but Musk for sure, in shutting this down. They don't want this to see the light of day. In fact, from what I'm able to find, only Kyle Kalinske has this particular video available, at least that I've been able to search for. I haven't done insane digging, but still, I can't find this on Blue Sky. I think this was originally posted on X, and I don't believe it's there any longer. I don't have an account. Maybe eventually I will. I'm not a big fan of X anyway, or the whole format, the whole ultra short, like TikTok like deal. It's just not my thing. But anyway, Anonymous posted a video essentially kind of declaring war and also letting the masses know of their part to play. Um, Honestly, it's good to see that there are people that actually understand what's truly going on here through the bullshit of fucking Trump and Musk, and how they're using the cover of cutting government waste and fraud as like a fucking way to just completely dismantle everything, and people are falling for it. Secondly, even if you believe it, even if you think that they're actually cutting waste and fraud, you're an absolute moron if you think it's going to benefit you. The only plus side to getting rid of all of this shit is to cover fucking tax cuts to the wealthy. That's what Trump's working on. It's not even a secret. Like, you're not going to see shit out of this. You're going to lose so many different types of fucking public good services. Not to mention any friends and family who rely on government aid. But you're getting nothing out of it. It's fucking stupid. You're essentially, your tax money that's getting fucking put into all of this is going to stay the same. But you're going to pay for wealthy people to get even wealthier so that they fucking have more control over everyone. You're not getting shit out of this. But anyhow, let's go ahead and watch this video.
So let's listen and then we'll react.
Greetings, citizens of the United States. The effects of Donald Trump's presidency are no longer distant warnings. They are here, unfolding before you. While many remain unaware, blinded by the administration's relentless efforts to suppress the truth, the rest of the world is watching, and it is responding. Long-standing alliances with key nations such as Canada and Mexico are fracturing, inch by inch. The cracks are widening, and the global community is reassessing its trust in the United States. The question is no longer if, but when these relationships will collapse entirely. The consequences will be severe. Every imported product you rely on, everyday essentials, food, technology, will see skyrocketing prices, making even basic necessities unattainable for the average American. What you perceive as a simple rise in costs is, in reality, a calculated strategy. The plan? To systematically dismantle the lower class, to push those already struggling into the abyss of poverty where they will face an impossible choice. Perish or submit to servitude under the wealthy elite. Make no mistake, this is economic warfare, and the target is you. The recent ICE raids are not just about immigration enforcement, they are about control. The Trump administration seeks to reignite the flames of racial inequality and segregation-era policies, erasing diversity to craft a nation built on division and fear. These operations are disrupting local economies, forcing businesses to crumble, and ensuring the economic elimination of the working class. What follows is a society engineered to serve the interests of the few, at the cost of the many. And as the oligarchy takes shape, another darker ideology is creeping into the mainstream. Fascist ideals, once whispered in the shadows, are now being openly embraced. Symbolism matters. Gestures matter. Elon Musk, a figure of immense influence, recently tested the waters with a gesture recognized worldwide as a Nazi salute. This was not an accident. It was a message, a challenge, a warning. But know this, the people are not silent. Despite the administration's best efforts to muzzle dissent, the voices of resistance grow louder. Trump's reckless overhauls, his purges of experienced government officials, His chaotic restructuring of critical infrastructure have created vulnerabilities, weaknesses, entry points. This transition period is his greatest liability, but it is also our greatest opportunity. The rushed implementation of new systems, the mass firings of key personnel, and the chaotic dismantling of existing structures have left behind critical gaps. Gaps that Anonymous can and will exploit. Every system that has been hastily restructured without foresight, every official removed without proper transition planning, leaves behind exposed veins within the government's framework. These vulnerabilities are more than just bureaucratic inefficiencies. They are cracks in the foundation that can and will be breached. Anonymous watches. Anonymous waits. The time to act is fast approaching. The administration's arrogance blinds them to the fragility of their own system. Their overconfidence in their ability to silence dissent and erase opposition will be their undoing. We know where to look. We know how to strike. But understand this. Our intervention, no matter how disruptive, will only be a temporary roadblock unless you, the people, rise. This is your warning. This is your chance. The transition period is fleeting, and once they solidify their grip, your options will vanish. If you fail to act now, the cost of resistance will be far greater in the future. To those in power, think carefully. Your decisions now will determine your future. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.
Damn, bro.
I will, of course, provide the link to this video in the description. I encourage you to watch it and get Kyle's take. But it is heartening to see that, as I said, that there are people out there that actually have our interests as a democracy in mind and aren't just going to take what's happening lying down. As Kyle kind of gets into himself, we're already seeing, even before the Anonymous video, that people are waking up to the reality of what's going on before them and the truth of what Trump and Musk are kind of working toward. We've had, as I covered recently, whistleblower leaks from Silicon Valley elites, I suppose, that Musk has completely and totally embraced the dark enlightenment ideology of Curtis Yarvin, which is extremely dangerous. And he's essentially working to dismantle every possible check and balance to his power. At least if these whistleblowers are credible. And essentially, if they're right, he's working on becoming a sort of CEO king, like a technological fucking elite that controls essentially everything, and the people will be subservient to him. The people will no longer have a voice. So this particular deal, Anonymous is a little bit more vague, but this particular deal is a little different from the Anonymous perspective, but it still lines up in the same manner, regardless of whether you believe it. And all of the evidence seems to be showing that this is indeed what's going on, even if the specifics are different. It's definitely a power grab. And we're already seeing, again, as I started to say before the Anonymous video, there are people in every single state, in capitals, and even indeed worldwide, that are protesting. The interesting thing that you should consider and take note of is that, for the most part, the establishment media are not covering it. They're not even touching it. I think Kyle mentioned that MSNBC did, which is strange given their recent grift. But other than that, no one's touching it, which suggests to me that they're bought and paid for, because this is definitely a story. If you actually like want to cover things objectively, like even if you disagree with it, you're going to cover it because it's very fucking important. In all 50 states, people are protesting against this shit. So this isn't even conspiratorial. There's a reason why they're not covering it. But that is the message from Anonymous. And personally, I think it's a very, very important message that is needed. And people need to wake up before it's too late. Thank you for your time.